One of the most central parts of life in ancient Egypt was religion. Each city recognizes a number of different gods, and they demand worship. There's obviously more, but in Pharaoh, you worship one of the big five: Osiris, Ra, Ta, Set, and Bast, which respectively control the flood, the kingdom, pottery, destruction, and secondary toxoplasmosis transmitted by your cat. Make them happy, and you'll get a blessing. That usually helps your city, unless it's a blessing from Ta. Don't worry, mortal, I've resupplied your workshops. What's that? You don't have a weaver, jeweler, or shipmaker? Well then, my work here is done. Oh, that's a nice empty storage yard you have there. I'm gonna fill it with clay. Appeasing the gods isn't easy. You'll need to develop OCD and check the religion tab every few seconds to see how long you have until the next meltdown. Gods have to be honored by throwing festivals as often as physically possible. You see, the only way to delay divine punishment is getting shit-faced and drinking copious amounts of alcohol. When you vomit, Osiris smiles. Don't be surprised. Ancient Egyptian mythology is very colorful, and I think that's best depicted in the Osiris Myth. Most of my retelling comes from the Plutarch account, which has its own issues, but we largely had to piece this all together. Ancient Egyptians believed that words carried power, so the more negative or unsavory parts of stories were often never recorded, because simply writing them would manifest the words into reality. Anyway, it goes like this. Osiris rules over Egypt. Set didn't like that, so he invites him to a dinner party, during which he loudly proclaims there's a gift at the end. It's a chest, but he'll only give it to whoever fits inside. Every guest tries the chest, but none of them fit except Osiris. As he hops into the chest, Set and his goons lock him inside, decapitate and dismember him into 42 pieces, and throw him downriver. Osiris's grieving wife Isis and his side hoe Nephis team up to find the missing pieces, including his dismembered penis. In one version, they find everything except his penis, which has, of course, been devoured by a fish. This may explain the lack of fish in ancient Egyptian diets, probably because, as far as they were concerned, they were dick eaters. Isis naturally asks Thoth, god of magic, to make him a new penis instead, the dimensions of which were never stated. At this point, they preserve the body, making him the first mummy. Then Isis posthumously bangs Osiris's undead body and gets knocked up. However, Osiris is incomplete, so he pieces out and goes on to become king of the afterlife. Isis gives birth to Osiris's son, Horus. In the meantime, Set has usurped control of the kingdom. That is, until Horus grows up and challenges him for the throne of Egypt. This takes almost 80 years, during which they transform into hippos and bite the shit out of each other. Isis attempts to intervene and harpoon Set, but accidentally stabs her son instead. In a perfectly natural response to your mom accidentally harpooning you, Horus decapitates his mother. Don't worry, it's not fatal, as Thoth steps in, slaps the stump, and replaces it with a head of a cow, which is why Isis is often depicted so. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Set sexually assaults Horus. I mean, we went from dick-eating fish to this. Did you really think it would be safe for work just because it's Egypt? Let me give you some context. Ancient Egyptians believed semen was a very potent substance. In other words, poison. Set came inside Horus, which made him physically ill, and made Set a homosexual, except no homo, because it's all about power dynamics and mental gymnastics with these people. Horus survives because he caught the semen. With what? With his hands, of course. I imagine he just slapped it away. Then Isis straight up puts Horus's semen on lettuce. Man, don't judge, okay? Find you a mom that cares. Find you a mom that'll help you prank your friend by putting a little extra seed in his salad. Set consumes the cum cabbage and gets impregnated by his rival. Set loses the throne of Egypt, and Horus takes his rightful place on the throne because, well, after eating another dude's nut, getting your own torn off, and tearing out his eyeballs only to proverbially give birth to them once again is kind of a low blow to your reputation. And that is the Osiris Myth. And bet they never teach that shit in schools.